Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this Q&A session for the short film A Year in Exile. My name is Tahir Sergro, and I am honored and privileged to have the very, very talented director, Malaz Usta, joining me today. Malaz, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm
Hi.
good. Thank you. Thank you.
It's lovely
How
to.
how is it going in South Africa?
It's sunny. It's sunny and then rainy the next moment. So that's just South Africa. How's it in Istanbul?
Well, it's sometimes it rains, sometimes it's sunny. It's very, undecided.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you come
Yeah.
to Cape Town, it'll be perfect. You'll
Yeah.
fit perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your film, Malaz, A Year in Exile, shot over the course of a year,
Yeah.
covering, a year in the life of an exile, a Middle Eastern refugee subject living in Turkey.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful film, magnificent use of the cinematic form, the editing, the music, the Arabic narration, all so powerful. And it, I believe, has been doing very, very well overseas. It won the Golden Dolphin at the Bosphorus Film
Yeah.
Festival.
Yeah. Yeah. It's won the Golden Dolphin Award in the Bosphorus Film Festival. It also participated in many festivals in Turkey, and now it will be participating in Molodist, Kiev International Film Festival, and in Moscow International Documentary Film Festival. So, yeah, and of course in Encounters, South
Of
Africa.
course, can't forget Encounters. But that's fantastic, man. It's fantastic, and it's really, really well deserved.
Thank you,
And
thank you.
yeah, I think if we can just jump straight into it, Malaz, you are the subject of the film. You are the narrator, I believe. And what was the original inspiration? What was the initial jump off point for you?
Well, to be honest, there is no like anything specific that inspired me to make the film. It was like the whole experience of migrating to a different country, with different culture, having to meet new people with different ideas and a totally different language that I didn't understand at all. Uh, well, that made me. I just want to take my camera and just start shooting, free from the borders of language. I just shot what I felt that I want to shoot.
Mm,
Uh, there was a huge amount of new information going to my head, and I was in a state of like an emotional chaos. I
mm,
was living, uh, and I think it was obvious, like through the film, that there is some kind of chaos, like a
mm,
lot of information, a lot of shots, a lot of shortcuts, uh, uh, and uh, and yeah, it was obvious for me since the start that I wanted to show this style of film, this
mm.
style of editing, because I want to deliver this kind of emotion.
Yes.
The story, however, like developed like along the process of filming.
Mm.
So yeah, the
Okay.
important thing for me was to reflect my experience and to show my emotions.
Yeah, I think the emotion was for me what was immediately spoke to me. And I think from what you're saying and what I'm hearing, the style was apparent from the get-go. It wasn't something that sort of developed over time. It was there
Yeah,
from the beginning. Just because that for you was that the best way to get across that emotion.
yeah. Well, basically, the thing is that there was no pre-production like phase, like
Mm,
a normal film. There was
yes.
no pre-production phase for this film. Like I just took the camera and just started shooting for a
Mm,
whole year. Each and every
mm,
day, I was taking video over video and videos and videos. Uh, I kept like shooting videos, and I also consequently I was keeping a small diary.
mm,
I wrote in it some events that happened to me, significant events,
mm,
some things that I felt. I wrote it, and actually, this diary was like the main source of inspiration for the main screenplay, for the final movie. So there was I would say that the pre-production and production were kind of like at the same time happening.
Okay, yeah. I mean, for this type of film, maybe that's the best way to go about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And, you know, coming back to the use of the medium, you place us in this character's shoes, which are your shoes, essentially, and the use of the music, the graphics, book ending each month, as well
yeah,
as the Arabic narration, which I found was so wonderfully used, so with a lot of restraint as well, because in those circumstances it's very easy to go overboard, you know what I mean, and
yeah,
to give the audience too
yeah,
much. um,
yeah.
so in line with that, and also the fact that you said you shot every day, so that's a
Yeah.
lot of footage, that's a lot of voiceover, that's a lot of information. How did you choose what to keep in and what to cut out?
Emotion, I would say, basically. I based every like small and big decision while editing and while shooting on my emotions. The
Mm,
cuts, the small cuts, the fast pace, the long takes in between the cuts, the music choices, texts, everything. I wanted to show like a diary of thoughts and pictures that kind of roll out in front of a viewer,
mm,
like take them to this new unfamiliar place that I was living in, this condition of uncertainty, this questioning of one's self-existence, the world around, peace, war, nostalgia to one's land. What does it mean to relate to a country, to a nation? What does it mean to be an immigrant? All these details I wanted to show, and all of these like influenced my every decision that I took. I wanted just to like reflect these emotions that I'm
mm.
feeling. Yeah.
I think the film was a brilliant mirror for exactly everything that you touched on. And I think emotion as the main medium is something that we can all take away from, whether it's audience member or an aspiring filmmaker like myself. Um, for me, the one big question that I also have with regards to the film was looking at media today. There's a lot of misrepresentation and also underrepresentation of the Muslim identity, the Middle Eastern identity, the refugee identity. And I wanted to know, was this story your way of representing those identities, or was it a personal expression that also happened to speak to those larger issues?
Um, yes, yes, true. The film is a very personal story.
Mm,
It's reflecting my own perspective, my own ideas, my own thoughts. But however, at the same time, I believe this is like this emotional state, these circumstances, the thoughts, the main ideas are all born from the environment that I come from, what I represent, the exile, the Syrian identity that is very, I would say, misrepresented in the media.
mm,
It's not totally represented. When you hear the word Syria, directly what comes to your head is of death of poor people, etc., etc. They all come to your mind, but this is not the only side of the story. This is the side of the story that the media have chosen to concentrate on, and I
mm.
wanted to show the other side of the story.
The lived experience of,
Yeah, yeah, the human side of the story, like
okay.
okay, I'm also a human being. I'm a normal person like you, like everybody. I'm not just uh, yeah, I'm against this idea that to just um, represent whole nation by just one picture, by war, by destruction. There are many cultures, many different ideas, many different personalities in this place. So just listen to us, be friends with us, meet us, let me introduce myself to you. Just don't just judge me based on what you know through the media. That's it.
100%, 100%.
Yeah,
And completely agree. And in closing, I'd just like to say thank you so much, Malaz,
thank
for coming through for the Q&A. best of luck. May your film travel far and wide. And I really, really hope as many people can see this film as possible.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you.
For sure. Thank you so much. And in closing, I'd like to say thank you to the Encounters Film Festival sponsors, as well as our partners. If you'd like any more information on Encounters, our program for this year, please visit encounters.co.za. And remember, Encounters will see you virtually everywhere. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.